Secondary school, where the air is thick with egos and the walls echo with the sound of growing up too fast. He was the kind of kid who owned the space that he stood in like it was his birthright, and everyone else here was just trespassing. One day I was in his space, so he grabbed my bag and he tossed it across the changing rooms. I could feel the heat rise in my cheeks like a thermometer about to pop, but I swallowed it down. I let it simmer below the surface because I was afraid that if I fought back I'd lose more than just my pride. I didn't want to hide, but the kid was twice my size. And that fear was a seed, and seeds grow in the dark, so when the next week rolled around I knew what I had to do. I went and stood in his space, and then he reached for my bag again, but I held on. He pushed me and I pushed back, and there we were, David and Goliath, but I know how that story ends. And he laughed, the kind of laugh that says, I don't know what to do now. The kind of laugh that's half disbelief and half respect, and maybe just a little bit of surprise that I wasn't as breakable as I looked. Watch your back, he said, as if he had to get in the last word, and I quit back, better find me a mirror then. 13 years old and I thought I'd won. Only now, looking back, I would need 2 mirrors to see my own back. But he wasn't the smartest, and I was full of adrenaline. But in the next break, as I was savouring the last crumbs of my mini cheddars, he sucker punched me. A punch to the back of the head that I never saw coming. It didn't hurt, not really, at least I don't remember any pain, but the pride I managed to piece together shattered like glass. And once again, I did nothing, because what's the point in fighting a battle you know you'll lose? So I got smart. If I couldn't beat him in a fight, I had to beat him on the pitch. Football became my weapon, and every game I was a shadow to his light. Every tackle was a statement. This is war. If I didn't win the ball, I'll make sure I'll get him. There's something so satisfying seeing the school bully holding his leg in pain. I felt like a hero in an action movie, walking away from the explosion without a scratch. 4 years of this, back and forth, some hits, some misses, but he never clenched his fist again. And I was proud of my silent resilience. Until the school bell rang one last time. I let it go, or so I thought. 15 years later, a message pops up. It's him, he's a football manager now, and he wants me to be on his team. The irony doesn't escape me. Neither does the fact that some grudges don't die, they just lie dormant, waiting for the right moment to remind you that they're still there. Maybe he's changed, I know I have, but when I declined, it wasn't out of fear or anger. It was because some things aren't worth fighting twice, and some victories aren't worth reliving. So, here's to the boy I was and the man I became, to the lessons I learned in the schoolyard and the scars that never quite fade, to standing up even when your knees are shaking, to knowing when to fight and when to walk away. Because sometimes the best thing you can do is just let the past be the past and keep on moving forward.